Welcome back to my new video. My name is Boris from Rambo RC, and in this video I will be working on my TRX and I will make carbon fiber links. In my quest to make my TRX lighter and lighter, I have already purchased and mounted the carbon fiber chassis, and I think I can make carbon fiber links all around. And in this video I will show you how I will do that and what you need for that to do it yourself. Onto the carbon fiber. I have bought around 4 meters of carbon fiber rod, which comes in at 34 grams. And I bought 4 meters because that's the minimum order amount. And yeah, it is what it is. I don't need all of it, around 1.5 meters I need. Onto the toe links. I have bought a complete set of ball joints, which is this one. At least I believe it's complete. I am not 100% sure. That's why I also bought this one, but that's only because I didn't want to go to the store 2 times if I didn't have enough of those. But maybe this one is double because what's in here is also already in there. I had to buy these balls for the steering mechanism, which come in a separate set as these. And I don't need these plastic ball joints, but I need those metal balls. And I bought 3 sets of those. And why did I do that? There is no thread inside this carbon fiber. And I can put in a screw and it will go in pretty snug, but it is not completely fixed. I can screw it in by hand. So it isn't fixed. And in order to fix it, I will use super glue, but using that will mean that it is probably not likely that I can take it apart. So I want to save my original links and make a separate set. So the combined weight of all the original toe links is 133 grams. So 58 grams, and I still have to cut the heads of the screws, and I don't need the full 2 meters. So hopefully I will save around 80 grams on it. So I have prepared all the ball joints. I've placed the set screw in there, and I have sorted out all the ball joints to the corresponding links. And it seems to me that I don't need this one. Then I have measured all the lengths of the toe links, and it's on the left, and on the right it's the adjusted length, because the carbon fiber rod will go a little bit on the inside of the plastic ball joint. And what I did was I measured in between the plastic links, like so. And then I have added up 4 millimeters. They will go inside to a maximum of 2.5 millimeters. So I have a little bit of room to play to make sure that when I place the carbon fiber rods, that I can adjust it to the correct length. Because if the toe links are not in the correct length, then the geometry of the car will change. And this is the rear axle. And if the toe links are not in the correct size, the axle will be crooked to the right or to the left, or it will be too far to the front or too far to the rear. If it is a little bit to the front or to the rear, it's not a problem. But when you place it like this, then your car will not drive in a straight line. And that is why I keep a little bit of play so that I can adjust it. So I have my first carbon fiber toe link, and I will measure it for you. And it comes in at 38 millimeters. And this is the original one, and it also comes in at 38 millimeters. I will take it apart. I will use a little bit of brake cleaner to clean everything. Just standard brake cleaner. Make sure everything is properly degreased. Also the inside with the dust from cutting the carbon fiber is all out. Now I will give it a little bit of time so that all the excess of brake cleaner can evaporate, and then I will use super glue to glue it together. Let's apply a little bit of super glue. Make sure that it is aligned correctly. Measure it, make sure that this one is 38 again. It's a little bit too small, I'll make it a little bit bigger if it wants to. A little bit too big. Now it's good. Make sure that it is aligned correctly. Twist it a little bit. Double check it with the original one. Well, that's looking good. And now give it some time to dry. 1 down, 9 to go. So I have glued all the carbon fiber links together and they feel really tough, really strong. And I am a firm believer that the super glue that I used is more than strong enough and that it will not come off easily. And now it is time to fix the ball joints. TRX is put together and it looks very nice, very clean, and the geometry of the car is correct, which means in driving conditions, due to the changes in the toe lengths, not much will change, but my center of gravity is much lower, and I mean it is really low. To see before it flips, it's around here, and it is still not flipping. Barely. Yeah. So that one is good for some side hilling and some rock climbing with a really low center of gravity. And before you go, I've got a few side notes to tell you before you're going to make your own carbon fiber links or before you're going to work with carbon fiber. A few tips on how to work with linear carbon fiber tube. The problem with this specific carbon fiber tube is that all fibers are running parallel to each other. When you cut this tube, there's a chance, for lack of a better word, to delaminate the fibers, as you have sometimes with 3D printed parts. And you can see at the end of the carbon fiber tube that it is not a clean cut, especially on the inside of the tube. You can see a lot of fibers sticking out. I have practiced a couple of times cutting the carbon fiber tube in different ways, different methods, and what I found out is that the cleanest cut, I have it when I take a hobby knife and I cut the outside of the tube so that it breaks the surface fibers, and when I do that, the chance of delaminating it is much smaller and the cut is much cleaner. The saw that I use is normally used for cutting metal. The working direction of the saw is when you pull it towards yourself. That's how the teeth are angled. But I found out that when I push it away from myself, that it makes a much cleaner cut in this carbon fiber tube. Carbon fiber is a very hard and lightweight material, and when you cut it, you create dust, which is very fine, very small and very lightweight. And this fine dust can go airborne, and if you are not careful, you can breathe it in. So you need to wear a mask or something similar. Or what I did is make the carbon fiber tube wet. Then when you actually start cutting the carbon fiber tube, it is best to work from the outside of the tube towards the inside of the tube. What I mean by that is when you start cutting the carbon fiber tube and you reach the inside with the saw, you rotate the tube a little bit and then you start sawing again from the outside towards the inside. To complete this whole process, you have to do this 5, 6, 7 times until you eventually cut the whole tube. If you cut it in one go, this last final piece at the bottom is going to be subjected to all the stress, and the surface area is very small and the chances of damaging it is very high. Making your own links for a crawler works for any car that you have. But if you have something else, go try it out on your own crawler. I don't really think it will work on a basher, because when you use glue is not meant to handle heavy impacts. It is strong, but it doesn't like to be fooled around too much, and then it can snap, the ball joints will come off, and I don't think that will work. But hey, you can try. Now you know how to make it. I think it looks really nice. The center of gravity is really low. It is not only because of the links that I have, this is because of the carbon fiber chassis, because of the weight reduction and the lowering of the battery. I have the fusion, which isn't much lighter, but it is all very compact, and it is centered in the middle of the chassis, and it sits pretty low. And I am almost ready with the TRX. There's one more thing that I want to do with it. It has to do with the gearbox. But for that, unfortunately, I have to make some more 3D prints, and we will see about that very soon, hopefully. Then I want to thank you for watching. If you like my video, leave a like. If you want to see more of my videos, check out my channel. I've got more do-it-yourself videos just like this one. And then I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.